Come, they told me, pa-dum-pum-pum-pum. I am a poor boy here, pa-dum-pum-pum-pum. La la la, Weenie Moo Shane, are you ready to start the show today? Should we get going? Should we... Hey, Michael, what are you doing over there? I'm just sitting here watching the show. I almost forgot you were there. Nah. All right. Peace on earth, can it be? Years from now, perhaps we'll see. Hey, that's the Bowie version of, what you call it? The Little Drummer Boy. Yeah, David Bowie and Bing Crosby. That's my favorite Christmas song. La-dee-dum, la-dee-dum. Hoka hey, BOOZHOO! BOOZHOO Zagame. Zagame's here, sweetie. Well, BOOZHOO! Gold star for the Zag. Gold star, Zagame! BOOZHOO! And welcome to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NANABOOZHOO. This over here, oh wow. The lovely and the talented Natasha. Ikadon BOOZHOO, Weenie Moo Shane. Say hello, sweetheart. Hey, everybody, what's going on? And over here, the rock star cartoonist, Michael Lyons. How you doing, Niji? Oh, I'm doing great. Ikadon BOOZHOO, my brother. Say hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. And, yeah, welcome to BOOZHOO, the live stream podcast. I kind of feel like I need to say that. How come? You know, just in case people get us confused with being, scripted. I don't want people to think that we practice and that this isn't live. Because sometimes I say dumb stuff. And you know what? Sometimes I say true stuff that people don't like, and they're dumb. So how about that? Yeah! Nanogeeja good. 5th day. Today's Friday, sweetie. I can't believe it's Friday already. I know. It seems like just yesterday it was Thursday. I know! Where does the time go? I don't know. S Clubby headed 174.96 on your FM dial. Can we get a silver star for S Clubby headed? Yeah! BOOZHOO, welcome to the show. Mino Giga Jabe. Zagame says, is it legal to run into class and run back out? Yeah, that's not against the law. I mean, you get an F, but have to get ready for work. Still listening, though. Okay. As long as you're still listening, then I'll let you go brush your teeth. No, I don't have to be crabby all day because I miss my class. That's right. I want you to have I hope you have the best day of your life, Zagame. You know, people put curses in. What's the opposite of a curse, sweetie? A blessing. Oh, okay. A blessing. May this day be blessed for you. And I just did the sign of the cross for some reason. This is Zagame's day. This is going to be the Happy Friday. Good Friday. Oh, that's not Good Friday. Yeah, well, today I'm making a call. For Zagame, it is Good Friday. Get out there and crush. Live out your dreams. Don't let the man hold you down. Because it's Friday. It's Friday. I'm in love. Are you in love, sweetie? You better believe it. Bemidjigamug. This is the lake with the crossing waters. Bemidji. Why does that look like I misspelled Bemidji? B-E-M-I-D-I-J-I. Bemidji. Bemidji. Why does that look weird, sweetie? I don't know. It looks weird to me, too. How could I not know how to spell my own town? Bemidjigamug is a lake with the crossing waters. In today's show, I think I called it something like how to say Chief Paul Bunyan. Because if there's one thing that Bemidjigamug is famous for, it's this big old sabe. Bigfoot? Okay, big old Miss Sabe. This big old giant called Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan, Paul Bunyan. He's got bunions on his feet. Paul Bunyan. Because today, I'm going to shed some light on more of our dumb fake history. You going to tell some fake history? Yep. Hey, Joseph's here. Well, bonjour, Joseph. Should we get a bronze star for Joseph? You got it. Bronze star for coming in third. Way to go, Joseph. Bonjour. We're talking about Bemidji today. Bemidji is kind of the, what would you call Bemidji? We're the hub of the northern Minnesota Chippewa tribes. We're the hub? Yep. We're kind of in between for anybody who's not from the area. We got Red Lake to the north. We got Cass Lake to the east. Got White Earth to the west, southwest or whatever. And then you keep going down farther still. What's the next one down south? I don't know. Then we get into Sioux territory. Oh, yeah. Then you get down to Treasure Island. But Bemidji is kind of the big town where the reservation people come to shop at Walmart. It's sort of the gathering place, the hunting and gathering grounds of the north central Minnesota Anishinaabe. They hunt and gather their groceries at Walmart here. I used to have a buddy who worked at Walmart, and he said, you know, in the whole country of America, of the United States of America, yeah, Bemidji Walmart sells more Tombstone pizzas than any other Walmart in the whole country. Probably in the world then, huh? Probably. So well done, you fat pigs. You ate more pizza, frozen pizza. Like it's not frozen enough up here. You guys bought more and ate more Tombstone pizzas than anybody else. I wonder if we're the leading town in obesity and heart disease. Probably. In early tombstones. Yeah. So there you go. Although I gotta say, yeah, I do miss Tombstone pizza. You miss Tombstone pizza? Yeah, you know, ever since in the last 10 years, we kind of, I'm sort of afraid to use the oven. Yeah, you never cook. I don't trust it. So I never turn on the oven anymore. When I was a kid, in my 20s, I used to make frozen pizzas. Go make a Tombstone pizza. Oh, nothing better. Then you go through a period in college where you're ordering pizzas. You know, you call up that Pizza Hut or whatever. Tombstone. But nothing quite compares to that Tombstone tomato sauce. That is the best stuff in the world. It just makes me happy. Like if I had to eat only one meal, I wouldn't eat Tombstone pizza. My last meal, if I was going to be on death row, yeah, I'd ask for a Tombstone pizza. I wouldn't even care about it being all greasy and making me fat. I'd be like, what? Who cares? I'm going to die tomorrow. Might as well have a Tombstone. Make it a large. Hey, you know what? Give me 2 Tombstone pizzas. I'm going to eat myself until I fall asleep. All cozy and warm in my death row cell. That sounds so cozy. Yeah. I like to gorge some Tombstone pizzas. But why am I talking about Tombstone? I don't know. I think I was going to say something about Bemidji. So, Bemidji. A lot of people are confused. Oh, Bemidji, what's that mean? Is that the chief Bemidji? Oh, yeah, I heard that. You guys named your town after a chief. Chief Bemidji. Chief Heil Hitler is what I call him. Chief Adolf? Yeah. Chief Sieg Heil. Now, this isn't a picture of Chief Bemidji, but it might as well be. We used to have a really hilarious Chief Bemidji statue where he's holding like a rifle and saluting or looking out over the lake. I'm Chief Bemidji. And then a few years ago, they came up with a new version, a much more dignified Chief Bemidji. You know, and this time he wasn't holding a rifle or saluting. He's holding the peace pipe, sweetie. He's here to make some peace. Yep. And a cane, I guess. And it's not bad, you know. His legs are a little short for my taste, but Chief Bemidji. But the real story of Chief Bemidji is that originally Chief Bemidji was John Denver. This region here used to be populated by a tribe of John Denvers. No, it wasn't. Wasn't it? No. Oh, okay, never mind that. Here's the story of Bemidji Gamug, the way I heard it. Back in the days of the grandfathers, before the European people came here, there was a time after the Ojibwe came to northern Minnesota and before the, let's call them Wabishki Way. Wabishki Way. I know a lot of people want to call white people Chimokaman. Chimokaman in English means great knife. And we used to call the white people great knives because the first people the Indians met had swords. They were, the cavalry or whatever. They had these great big long swords, and the Anishinaabe are like, oh wow, that's a great knife. Hikes. I'm a little embarrassed to show him my bone, fillet knife here. That guy's got a knife made out of silver or whatever they were made out of. And, not silver, steel probably. Yeah, probably steel. So we called them the long knives, Chimokaman. And now I'll be like, oh, look out, here comes some Chimokes. Well, it was Chimokaman. But the color white is Wabishki. Wabishki. And to call out somebody who was a white person, you would say, Wabishki Way. Wabishki Way. A white woman would be a Wabishki Kwe. A white man, Wabishki Winini. So anyway. Ogama. Chief. Ogama. Ogama Paul Bunyan. Chief Paul Bunyan. That's how you say Chief Paul Bunyan. Ogama Paul Bunyan. I'll tell the Paul Bunyan story too. A lot of people don't realize he was a Ogama. And then a warrior is an Ogichida. Ogichida. We're the Red Lake Warriors. Ogichida. But today I'm going to tell the story of how Bemidji came to be and how we got our name. Because Chief Bemidji isn't Chief Bemidji. Chief Bemidji, his name is Shena Wishkung. Shena Wishkung. The man who rattles. He was an old man, he had old bones, and when he walked around, he just made a rattling sound. Oh, my old rattling bones. Call me Chief Rattling Bones. Like, no, we'll call you the man who rattles. Shena Wishkung. But anyway, long before that, Shena Wishkung was just a guy. He wasn't a chief of anything. This dude, later on, his descendants would become Northbirds, and they live in Cass Lake and whatever. He's a real guy. But he wasn't Chief Bemidji. As the story goes, one day, Shena Wishkung was minding his own darned business when a canoe of, I don't know if they were French, Norwegian. History doesn't care to, dignify white people enough to call them what they were. So a bunch of white people came up and they met Shena Wishkung. They're like, oh, who are you? What's your name? And Shena Wishkung didn't speak English. So he thought they were saying, what is this place called? And he goes, oh, this place? This is the Lake of the Crossing Waters. This is Bemidji. Bemidji Gamug. This is the lake with the crossing waters. Bemidji Gamug. And the white guy goes, oh, wow, your name is Bemidji? What, Bemidji Gamug? Are you a chief? And then Ojibwe is Bemidji Gamug. Oh, wow, you guys, let's look at this. I met a real Indian chief. Chief Bemidji. No, my name is, And just like with the Columbus story, they suggest that he went, whatever. Okay, yeah. Yeah, from now on, call me Bemidji. I'm telling you, the lake is called Bemidji Gamug. The lake with the crossing waters. Water crosses from two directions sometimes. The lake with the crossing waters. And the white guy was like, get out of here. You're Chief Bemidji. I can't believe it. All this time we were going north. I was hoping to meet a chief. And here's a real one. Fellas, let's remember this day. The day we met Chief Bemidji. And from now on, after we start this town, we will honor the chief of the Indians, Chief Bemidji. The end. That's the story of Bemidji? Yeah, that's what we teach the kids in school. Well, the reality is, Shinawishkung was an Anishinaabe guy, lived on the shores of Bemidji Gamug. I don't know if you ever met the original white guys that came up here. I doubt it. But what is recorded is that at one point, Shinawishkung went to the first ever lumber plant on Lake Bemidji and purchased lumber. They have the records of, sale to Shinawishkung because he wanted to put a wood floor in his wigwam. We weren't savages, you guys. As soon as the white people came up and said, yeah, we're, check this out. We make boards. We got a whole operation here. You guys have no idea. We went, yikes. Not only are your knives awesome, they're great. I'm going to go so far to say your knives are great. And guess what? Your lumber mill here is pretty sweet too. I'm going to put some flooring on in my wigwam. We'll stay nice and warm this winter. But instead, the county records or town records record that the lumber mill said no. Actually, they must have sold him the wood. But later on, the people in charge, I guess, whoever, came up to Shinawishkung and said, look, Injun, you can't live here anymore. We want you to majan. We want you to leave. Although they probably didn't use the Ojibwe. Maybe they did, because he would have spoken Ojibwe. They probably did. They probably went up, they learned that much Ojibwe and said, Chief Bemidji, majan, you got to leave here, your house. We're going to knock over your wigwam with a wood floor and relocate your whole family back to the res. Although there was no reservation at that time. But apparently they didn't allow him to live in Bemidji anymore, and he had to move to Cass Lake, what is now Cass Lake. Because the mystery, the weird part of this whole story, is if you walk around Bemidji, there's old... Oh, and then so the story goes, this is where the story gets screwed up. So Bemidji likes to record that they wanted to revere the Native American so much that they named a town after a guy whose name wasn't Bemidji. But then when he died, apparently he was still going by the name Chief Bemidji. Because you go to the Green View Cemetery, or whatever that's called, across from Bemidji State University, which it's also sketchy. When did they build those buildings at BSU? But cemetery across from the university has a big old Freemasonic, I forget what they're called, like the statue, Washington Monument, only much smaller. A short Washington Monument with the name Chief Bemidji. And it's got an Indian head nickel emblem on it. It doesn't have any date. It doesn't have Shayna Wishkung's real name. But there's a grave, a tombstone sort of, with his name on there. And the news reports that when he died, Chief Bemidji, when he died, so respected, that dignitaries from all the way down to St. Paul came up and they had a parade in the streets of, not a parade, but whatever, when you mourn the death or passing of a great man. People came out and, thousands of people were in attendance to this great man, Chief Bemidji's funeral. And to this day, we honor Chief Bemidji apparently better than they did when he was alive, because they gave him a nickname, gave him a cliche, stereotypical nickname of Chief Bemidji, because they couldn't be bothered to learn that the name of the lake was Bemidji Mug. It's not even the name. They couldn't even, anyway. So, and then the people who are descendants of Chief Bemidji, they go, no, he's not buried in Greenview Summit. He's buried out in Mission, in Cass Lake. They go, what? So why does history record, what? Once again, if you learn anything from history, you learn that the story has got holes all over it. And nobody really knows. There actually isn't any record. Except for dumb statues and stuff where people... Eventually what are they called? Who? Those skinny kids in the black hoodies tearing down statues. Antifa? Antifa. Eventually Antifa will come and knock him down for some reason. Actually, more than anything, I'm afraid Antifa is going to trash Chief Paul Bunyan. You know they hate him. Why do they hate Paul Bunyan? Because he's a white patriarch, clear-cutter, lumber baron, giant. They hate giants. You think Antifa hates giants? Oh, for sure. Because they're all under 5'5", and half of them are women. There's no way Antifa is going to let big, white, straight man. I think he was straight. Yeah, he had a wife, didn't he? Oh, that's right. Paul Bunyan had a wife. Because in Hackensack, there was a statue that was much smaller, would have been impossible for them to make, of Paul Bunyan's wife, or girlfriend at least. What's her name, Emily or something? I forget. Didn't somebody cut off her head in the 80s? Yeah. And a bunch of rednecks came and cut off their... I don't know if it was rednecks or Indians or, dignified whatevers. But somebody decapitated that statue. I sure hope you guys don't want to... Actually, somebody did already wreck. Wasn't somebody swinging on Paul Bunyan's arm in the last couple of years and they tore it off? Yeah, they had to glue it back on. Bunch of hooligans. Would you leave our statues alone? Yeah, they're dumb, but that's somebody's artwork. I don't care what you think, you don't like the art, make your own statue. Don't just tear down other people's statues. You can leave this one alone too. All right? You tear down one of our statues, I paint over a George Floyd mural. How about that? Yeah. I'm going to go on a revenge of artwork destruction. For every, Statue of Columbus they tear down, I'm going to put kiss makeup on a George Floyd mural. Gonna put a Paul Stanley eye? Yeah. Is that cool with you, Paul? You can put my makeup on George Floyd anytime. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Stanley. Hey, everybody, how you doing? That's pretty good. Paul Stanley. So, these have been your Ojibwe. And this is the story. That's the story? This is the ranch of Chief Paul Bunyan and Shayna Wishkung, the so-called Chief Bemidji. Otherwise, I don't know. Would you recommend people visiting Bemidji? Yeah, sure, why not? I also feel kind of sad for people who vacation in Bemidji. You feel sad for them? Yeah. You get one vacation, you get 2 weeks off a year. You've already used up half of your vacation on fake sick days. So you got 5 days. You get to leave the office in Iowa or wherever you're from. And you load up your boat that took you 6 years to save up for and charge. And all your kids and your fat wife. And you come up to Bemidji. Look, kids, we're finally here. We get to vacation in the Lake of the Crossing Waters. Hey, look, they have a Walmart up here. Huh. What a great vacation this is going to be. Oh, what's this apartment build complex called? Ridgeway? Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Excuse me, sir. Do you have... can I ask you for directions? Yeah. How do I get to Paul Bunyan and Babe? Yeah, let me tell you something. You're at Ridgeway, right? This is where gangs and drugs and all kinds of misery happens. You're going to want to take a left down there on Paul Bunyan Drive. Just follow it all the way out of town, and on your left you'll see it by the lake there. Chief Paul Bunyan. Hey, sweetie. Yeah. You want to take a call? Phone call? Yeah. Sure. What line? Line 2. On line 2. Caller. Welcome to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. You're on the air. You have insulted me for the last time, NANABOOZHOO. Hey, Alec Baldwin. Sweetie, it's that guy who kills people. Well, hi, Alec. How you doing? I'm going to tell you for the last time, Natasha. You are a little pig, and when I get my hands on you, I'm going to straighten you out. Hey, dude, you want to dial it back? That's my old lady you're threatening. Listen, NANABOOZHOO. I never pulled the trigger. That's not my fault. It's Donald Trump's fault. It's the gun's fault. You know, when I shot that lady, I thought she fainted. She was my friend. What are you talking about? You have insulted me, and I just wanted to call in and let you know. I wanted to give you a piece of my mind. When I tell you I'm going to call the NANABOOZHOO podcast, then I expect you to be there. Yeah, well, I never got the message you were going to call in. You tell your mother that when I get a hold of you, I am going to straighten your ass out. That's how he talks to his daughter. I know. Hey, Alec, how you doing these days? Have they put you in jail yet? No, I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk because I'm an innocent man. I never shot the gun. The gun shot itself. No, it didn't. You dummy, you shot it. Hey, Shelly Ham just gave us $5, sweetie. Shelly Ham, bless your heart. Be quiet, Shelly. Why can't you be more like Shelly Ham, Alec Baldwin? Shelly Ham has plenty of money to throw around. I have to spend all mine on lawyers. I think you got enough money. What from your 30 Rock days? Listen, you little pig. I am going to straighten you out when I get my hands on you. Yeah, I'd be careful with all those threats, considering you're going to be facing some pretty tough questions. Is he going to go to trial? Was there a trial yet? I haven't been watching the news much. I don't know. Are you on trial yet? Not yet, but when I get to trial, I'm going to straighten them out. Yeah, okay. All right, would you like to learn some Ojibwe, Alec? Yes, I'm going to learn some Ojibwe for the last time. Okay. Well, today we were talking about Bemidji Gamug. That's where we're from. Bemidji Gamug, Nindunjaba. Bemidji Gamug is where I'm from. Bemidji Gamug. The lake with the crossing waters. That's how you say Bemidji? Yeah, Bemidji is kind of a made-up word. Bemidji. Bemidji. I don't know why that looks so weird to me, sweetie. Um, Bemid. Mid. That's because we're missing an I. Yeah, we're missing an Bemidji. I must have dyslexia, sweetie. You have dyslexia? I just realized that. I was looking at that. I could not figure out for the life of me. Why does that look weird? There's no I after the M. Bemid. G. There's no I after the... It's not Bemdigi. Hello, welcome to Bemdigi. I must be out of my mind. Anyway, what are you talking about, Alec? I was wanting to learn some Ojibwe language. All right. Well, don't come here for spelling, because I don't know how to do it. Ogema is a chief. Ogema, chief. Yeah. And then Ogichida is a warrior. Ogichida, a warrior. That's what I am. I'm a warrior in Hollywood. Not really. You're more of a Wabishkikwe. Wabishkwe. I can't speak today, sweetie. Wabishkiwe. 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 A white person. Yeah. Kind of like your wife. Well, my wife is from Spain. No, she's not from Spain. That's what she said. And she faked that dumb accent. You know. But she's a Wabish. She's actually a Wabishkikwe. That's why I was getting screwed up. She is a white woman. You would be a Wabishki Winini, a white man. Or I actually prefer Chimokaman. Chimokaman. Now what does that mean? That means a long knife. You know, like a sword. We used to refer to the white people as people with long swords, you know. Yes. I think I should get a sword. Nah, I think you should stay away from weapons altogether. You don't got a good track record, you know. You're not very safe around dangerous things. That's all I'm saying. You have insulted me for the last time, NANABOOZHOO. Yeah, okay. Here's one more phrase. I'm not going to teach you how to say don't kill. I'm going to teach you how to say I will see you again. Gigawabamin. Minowa, Alec Baldwin. Gigawabamin. Minowa, NANABOOZHOO. Yeah. Alec Baldwin. He's on the edge, sweetie. I know. He doesn't seem okay. Hikes. So, I think Jussie Smollett went down. Did he really? Yeah. Can you get him on the phone for us? Sure. I'm going to call Jussie Smollett and offer him, I don't want to gloat. It's got nothing to do with me. But I want to see how he's feeling after being, I think he lost his trial. I'm surprised he didn't get a, like Barack Obama or someone to get him out of jail. Yeah. He's not going to jail. Okay, it's ringing. Jussie Smollett. Or whatever his name is. Hello, Jussie Smollett? Smollett? Whatever your name is. Hi. Yeah, it's Natasha from the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast. Listen, would you like to be on the show this morning? Yeah, NANABOOZHOO would like to ask you some questions. Okay, I'm going to transfer you. Hang on. He's on line 2, sweetie. Line 2. Jussie Smollett. Welcome to the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast. Hello? Hi. I just wanted to call in to see how the trial went last night. They said I made it up. They said you made it up. They said I lied about the whole thing. And I didn't lie. I had 7 different lawyers. Well, that was dumb. How many lawyers? You should have had one lawyer. Just plead the 5th or whatever. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't want to go to jail. You're not going to jail, all right? Just relax. We're going to go to jail. They're probably going to fine you something, which will mean nothing because you're already rich. And that's what I thought. I want a sandwich. I just want to go to Subway. I go to Subway. You can go to Subway. That's not illegal. Faking a hate crime. That's what got you in trouble. You mean it wasn't because I go get a foot long Subway? I want a $5 foot long. $5 foot long. I don't believe it. Listen, man, I got to get out of here. Sorry about your... well, not really that sorry. Yeah, good luck with all that. Nah, I can't have it. You weren't having any Jesse today? Nah. Too much crying. Grown man shouldn't cry like that. I know. You would never see Paul Bunyan crying like that. Nope. We should have called this town Paul Bunyan. Really? Yeah. Because the Chief Bemidji story is ridiculous. I don't know where it's obviously a lie. And then, even if the lie were true, the lie suggests that we butchered some man's name and mispronounced the lake. It's just a story of not caring enough about Ojibwe language and then starting a town. Welcome to Bemidji. Come on vacation here. The hotels cost just as much as they do in the cities. And there's not much to do if you're not from here. It's cold. Dangerous. People are pretty hostile. We call it Minnesota nice up here, but if you're not from here and we've never seen you before, we're never in a million years going to say hello. We'll sit side by side in a bar with you and not talk. Bemidji. A little town that's segregated by race. Nah, I like Bemidji. Do you? Yeah. There's no other place I'd rather call home. Not even LaPorte, you bunch of losers. Why don't you move to the city? Don't be talking mean to LaPortes. You mean the LaPorto Ricans? That's what I call them. Bunch of small town hicks. You gonna tell them about LaPorte? Yeah. I actually grew up in LaPorte. LaPorte's, how many miles from here? It's about a 25-minute drive. It's about a 25-minute drive for, to get to our house, my childhood home. Probably 20 minutes into town. It's south of Bemidji. And it's a little town. They call it a border town. It's on the border of the Leech Lake Reservation. Predominantly non-Indian. Mostly working class, loggers. In the old days, used to be farmers. There's still a couple of farmers, I think. What other kind of work? There's a lumber mill there. They used to make log homes. I don't know if they do anymore. And then people work at the school. There's a real school. K through 12. Head Start through 12th grade. Pretty decent school, actually. Gets no respect. And just kind of a little speed trap town, No stoplights. Grocery store. Gas station. 3 bars. 3 churches. A cemetery. A public landing. What else does LaPorte have? Gabacona. Gabacona. The Lake of the Crossing Waters. Not the lake. What is Gabacona? End of the trail. Gabacona. The place of the end of the trail. Anyway, so my family moved from Cass Lake to LaPorte when I was 6. And I stayed in LaPorte from 6 until 18. When my parents gave me luggage, broke my dinner plate, and kicked me out of the house. Said, "You're 18. We're baby boomers. You're, off you go." Yeah, your generation will have your children living with you until they're in their 30s, but we're baby boomers. We kick you out. It's our time now. So my parents kicked me out at 18. I went to a Votech. Learned how to become a press operator. This is how dumb I am. What do you mean? When I signed up for the VOTEC, the St. Cloud Area Technical Vocational Institute, what they call technical colleges now, I signed up for graphic arts. You know why? Why? Because I thought it would have something to do with comic books. What? Yeah. It's a graphic. And I was like, oh, you mean like graphic novels? I'm going to sign up for that class at St. Cloud AVTI in graphic arts. Going to be a comic book artist. And I get down there and I see all these printing presses. And I go up to the guy and I'm like, what is this? This is printing, graphic arts. Going to learn about press operation and how to cut paper. And all kinds of technologies that'll be obsolete in about 10 years. Oh, okay. And then I go, does it matter if you can draw well in this program? Draw? Guess it couldn't hurt, but no, you don't need to know how to draw. Don't worry, he said. Don't worry, there won't be any drawing in graphic arts. And I was like, oh, crap. What am I doing here? But barely graduated after a year. And then I learned how to run up press operations, printing presses, and all that. How to do a little bit of graphic design work. Then the space shuttle blew up, and the nation was in mourning for 5 minutes. And I came back up north to Bemidji, Gamug, and got a job at Aero Printing Press. Became a press operator and a delivery driver and a bindery operator and a janitor and the guy who shovels the walk. And this is the story of how I became a graphic artist, or more accurately, making copies. They should have called that program How to Make Copies. Yeah, who's going to sign up for a program called How to Make Copies? Yeah, I guess graphic arts. Ooh, I'd like to sign up for this custodial arts program. You want to be a janitor? No, sir, but Brian here is very interested in the custodial arts. Don't quote the Breakfast Club. I can't help it. Sunny day. All right, what's going on down here with the BOOZHOO crew, sweetie? I don't know. People are writing in. Jessica says, wish I had headphones with me. I'm standing outside in a long line of people to get COVID tested. Oh, no, really? I saw a cartoon of how they test you for COVID when they shove that thing into your nose, past where anybody ever thinks of going, and they touch the outside of your brain or something. Oh, I'm so sorry. You got to get tested for COVID. Not only will I never get vaccinated, I'm never getting tested. I'd almost rather get vaccinated than tested. Really? Yeah. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably injecting you something through your nose. What kind of disease? Why is it COVID is the only disease ever recorded that they couldn't detect through saliva or urine or blood? So no, this is a very special kind of cold. Yeah, you know how before we could just take a sample of your spit? Now we got to poke your brain for a second with a tool nobody understands. And a technology that's never been verified. So, yeah, good luck, Jesse. Hey, is Grassroots here? Let me go back here. S. Clubby Headed says, the UN building in New York decided to display a statue of the nasty beast described in the book of Revelation. The beast? Is that the UN building that has, I know the CERN building has the Shiva the Destructor or whatever. Essentially Satan in Hindu tradition. But then I've also seen the Church of Satan have the Baphomet, the goat-headed god, another version of Satan that I don't really understand. Um, that's on public display. You don't see Antifa tearing that down. You can kind of see who Antifa really is in allegiance with. Yeah. Daniel Black is here. Hey, bonjour, Daniel. Jessica, there was a traveling South American totem that was buried in the university grounds here a couple of weeks ago. A South American totem that was buried? Why would they bury it? Let's see. I'm just going to spend the rest of the show reading. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I wish I had time to read this stuff. Anyway. Grassroots. You gotta love Satan. No, I don't. You love Satan. I love the baby Jesus. I love Gitchi Manadu. I love Natasha. Ah, sweetie. And Giza Gain, I love you too. Even you Satan worshipping weirdos. That's the difference between us and you. The Christians, they're the forgivers, huh? Yeah. You can't make a Christian mad. They're too forgiving. That's their way. Do you think Christians are really like that? Never. But they're supposed to be. I heard it said once, like, doggone it, the Christians really missed an opportunity on 9/11. Because at 9/11, it was all about Islamic fundamentalism. Everyone's talking about, the Islam, those Muslims are attacking us. And the Christians could have stood up and said, hey, by the way, vengeance is the Lord, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. We're Christians, we forgive. We do not respond, we turn the other cheek. No, we're not going to go bomb Iraq for whatever reason. In retaliation for this, we're a Christian nation, we forgive you. But they didn't do that. Instead, I was like, come on, let's go kill some kids. That's the Christian way. I don't know. Victoria King. Well, bonjour, Nimase. Hello. She says, happy Friday to Natasha. Natasha, Victoria King says happy Friday. Well, Mino Kikashe. Good morning, Victoria. Zagame says, they have always tested for influenza with a swab up the schnoz. Oh, really? I've never had a test where they shoved anything up my nose. But again, I'm from a small town, and I'm a guy, and I'm a heterosexual. So I don't go to the doctor every time I get the sniffles. It's like when you call in sick, they're like, oh, do you have a note from your doctor? Did I drive through the winter icy roads 20 minutes to get to the Indian Health Service when I'm sick so I can go see a doctor who'll tell me I'm sick? I know I'm sick. I'm coughing and spitting up stuff and runny nose, fever, aching, shivers. No, I didn't go to the doctor. Well, then, you can't have a sick day. You're in trouble now. You probably lied. Which I usually did anyway. Yeah. I mean, sick days, that's a privilege for sick people. They're like, okay, you get a 2 weeks vacation for our job. That's a benefit. And, although most jobs, this is why I don't really care that America's crumbling. And all these businesses are going under because, when I was a kid, you got vacation days and then sick days on top of that. Then it just turned into personal leave. Yeah, guess what? You have 10 days a year. You can get paid even if you don't come in. And if you get sick, of course, you use that as a sick day. Oh, I'm too sick. I can't come in. I don't want to give other people my COVID. Or if you want to take a vacation to Bemidji Gamug and do what? Go see a movie at the Chief Theater? They don't show movies anymore. At the Amigo Twin. That's brilliant. What was I talking about? Getting sick, going to the doctor? Yeah, I don't go to the doctor. I've never been tested. I've had the flu dozens of times. Or the cold. I don't know the difference. Never once did I have a doctor go, yep, I've tested you. In fact, the last time I went to the doctor for being sick, I lost my voice. It was in the last 4 years. And I'd never lost my voice before. But I had, a cold. This was about 4 years ago. That just hung on and on. It was weeks of this thing. So I was coughing up phlegm and just lying around and feeling crappy. And eventually my voice just got hoarser and hoarser and hoarser. And so I decided to get on the live stream or whatever and sing Beth by Kiss. Yeah. I thought I sounded kind of like Peter Criss. I was like, Beth, I hear you call that. And then I just fried it until my voice was just a whisper. I couldn't even teach. I was working at the school then. And I went in there and said, I lost my voice. I'm going to go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor and I was like, Doctor, I lost my voice. I've been sick. And he didn't give me a test for anything. He's like, oh, okay, here's some antibiotics. Took it home. 24 hours later, I was fine. Oh, here's the healing pill. I don't know why we have doctors. We should just have like a dispensary of drugs. End the war on drugs, I say. Yeah. I got the COVID right now. Well, what do you think, sweetie? You want to get up here? Sure. I'm going to let Natasha get up here. But first, speaking of small towns, here's a song. I shouldn't say the name because we'll have to share. This is a song not by a cougar. That's what's hilarious about John Cougar's name now. What do you mean? Well, his name's become synonymous with a woman in her 40s who's still trying to get a man at the bar. Oh, she's a real cougar. It's like, nah. She's a sad old spinster. Cougar. Anyway, this is by John Cougar. And it's Small Town. Miigwech, biz, and dawieg. Thank you for listening. All right. I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town. I'll probably die in a small town or a small community. All my friends are so small town. My parents live in the same small town. My job is so small town, provides little opportunity. Educated in a small town, taught to fear Jesus in a small town. I used to daydream in this small town, another bored romantic, that's me. Well, I've seen it all in a small town, had myself a ball in a small town. I met an LA doll and brought her to this small town. Now she's small town just like me. No, I cannot forget where it is I come from. I cannot forget those who love me. I can be myself here in this small town, and people let me be just what I want to be. Got nothing against the big town, still hayseed enough to say, look who's in the big town. But my bed's in a small town, and that's good enough for me. Well, I was born in a small town, and I can breathe in a small town. I'll probably die in a small town, yeah, that's probably where they'll bury me. gosh, 145. Wow, it's really grown. Yeah, I thought it was 114. Hey, BOOZHOO! How you doing? LaPorte's 145 now. I mean, that's a major growth if you think about it, because it's like 40% growth in the last 30 years. I mean, it's still a small town, but it sure is getting bigger by the day. No. How you doing, everybody? It's so good to be back. So nice to see you. The BOOZHOO crew hanging out with us on this Nanaboozhoo on this 5th day. Yep. Joseph says, I know 3 nurses that walked away from their job due to mandatory vax. Nurses. I guess they're anti-vaxxers and anti-science and don't understand the science. I always like it when nurses and doctors and stuff go, what? No, I'm not getting that thing. What are you, crazy? I understand vaccinations and disease and no, thank you. But it's interesting. Please get your flu shot, Nanaboozhoo. I don't want you and Natasha to get sick. Oh, Victoria, thank you. Victoria says we should get our shot so we don't get sick. Oh, does that vaccination keep you from getting the COVID? No, you can still get it. It's called a breakthrough case. Oh, but it'll keep me from spreading it? No, you can still spread it. So how is it a vaccination? Well, it's not really a vaccination. There's not part of the COVID in it. We don't know what's in it. So you want me to take a shot of something that we don't know what it is, that hasn't been tested or verified, and it doesn't stop the getting or the spreading of the disease? Yep. No thanks. Okay. No thanks. Jessica says, I think that's the right thing to do, Joseph. If more people walked instead of saying, I had to because, this wouldn't even be happening. On the flip side, many people really can't afford to. You're absolutely right. If we all stood up at the first time they said, hey, put on a mask before you come in here. And we were like, what? Shut up. No, that doesn't work. Have we had the debate yet whether or not a paper mask is going to keep you from getting the flu? No, it won't. Well, then why am I doing it? Well, it can't hurt. Just shut up. But the crazy thing is, it's not just the science behind whether or not there really is a new weird strain of a flu virus or something. They've confused everybody so much with what's even going on. But most people say, okay, so there's a worldwide pandemic, an epidemic on every continent, all at once, all just overnight, of an incurable flu that kills people, whether they're vaccinated or not. Apparently, it kills, But also, doesn't every flu kill, ultimately? How come in the winter of 2018, nobody gave a rat's ass about anyone who died from the flu in 2018, and now it's like, no, you gotta help yourself and help the world. We're all gonna die. It's like, yeah, probably from taking an experimental injection from evil people you can't trust, but okay. They found a way to separate us for sure. Oh, wait. Joseph says, what's sad is fast food pays more than the med field. What's wrong with the world? Fast food. The very thing that's actually killing people. If there's a pandemic, it's the fact that the McDonald's is all over the world. And the world is just getting fatter by the minute. Nobody wants to talk about it. We all see it happening. We go, what? how come people in the old days who never went on diets, never exercised, just sat around and ate and smoked and drank, stayed skinny and had six-pack abs? And now we look around and it's like, what? I go to McDonald's once a week and I'm 300 pounds. It's like, yeah, you're being poisoned. I don't know what that crap is. Okay. I agree with Victoria King. Please take good care of yourself. You're one of a kind. Well, hello, surrealist. BOOZHOO. Yeah, I do want to take care of myself. I just don't trust the government. I don't trust the CDC. I don't trust the news media. So without any trust, I can't inject something in my body. And I don't trust. You know? That's where I line up. That's pretty much where I am too, really. You know? Just don't trust it, sorry. You know? I got a million conspiracy theories where I think people have been brainwashed or are under some kind of spell. Like I heard this guy talking about, you know how recently they just came out with a Delta variant or something? Omicron, Abercrombie and Finch, whatever that thing is. And this guy goes out for the first time and he realizes suddenly there are way more people wearing masks in Walmart again. In his town. And it was kind of like so many people are tuned into that one radio station. If you're on a certain frequency, then some sort of message, you get like a download. You go, oh, now it's the Delta variant. Now it's the Omicron variant. Is Omicron after Delta? I'm forgetting now. But, and so then everyone goes, oh, okay, masks back on. Let's be afraid again. I'm going to go buy some toilet paper again. Say, wait, remember? I don't know why nobody was outraged, but we were played about the toilet paper shortage. That was some weird thing that happened where they just messed with all of us. Made us think we're going to run out of toilet paper. Made us think there was some connection between needing a year's supply of toilet paper and getting the COVID. You're like, what? Is this going to give me the runs? It's like, no. So what are you talking about? But I think the right idea for us, what's that? Was to quit trying to find the right answers. You mean like online? Yeah. Like you can watch a million different people talk about what's going on. And you get, CeCe DeVille on the one side saying, yeah, everyone's going to die if you don't do this thing. We should have mandatory vaccinations for your own good. And you're like, Dr. Fauci, who are you? And shut up. we didn't elect you for anything. Not only do I not trust you, Dr. Fauci, I don't even like you. I think you're ugly. And I think you're dumb and unethical. So quit speaking through your pie hole. It's it's not helping matters at all. But trying to learn exactly, okay, what exactly is this? Where did it originate? How is it different than the influenza? How is it the same? The more you dig into it, the more just confused you'll get. And then the more there's disinformation, and who knows if there's any real information. Is this a viral problem or a spiritual thing that's going on? I don't know. Hey, Missy's here. Well, hello, cuz. Missy took the vaccinations. Yep, she's all vaxxed up. I don't think she's got the new one, though. I think she just had to get the original because she wanted to go to Hawaii. Like there's some people saying, I had to get the vaccination because of my job. I didn't want to get fired. Missy was like, yeah, I kind of feel like doing the hula on the beach. Why don't you give me a vaccination? I'm going to go get drunk in Hawaii. Some people know how to live. That's all I got to say. Yeah. Anyway. I'm feeling a little nervous about talking about this on our show. They're gonna, what's that called? Censor us? Yeah, they're gonna censor us. They don't censor channels that are this small. Yeah, no kidding. Nano Geisha good. It is the 5th day. And Nanaboozhoo makes a good point. I've been afraid to talk about certain stuff because everybody on YouTube says, oh yeah, they're censoring the truth. You know, QAnon is going to come and Donald Trump's going to save us, going to drain the swamp. Pizzagate. You know. But then it occurred to me the other day, I mean, I'm so proud of us. I'm just so happy and completely satisfied with how the show is going. It continually kind of grows, you know. I think it looks cool, and I don't know. I'm happy with it. I don't care. But we can barely even call ourselves a real YouTube channel. Yesterday, we get like 42 views. Yep, something like that. I mean, that's great. If I was playing live somewhere in a coffee house, singing songs, and 42 people showed up, I'd be like, hey, look at me, I'm famous. But when you compare us to any other video you're ever going to see on YouTube, like the next smallest one I ever see usually has over 1,000 views. It's because they've been up for 10 minutes. Oh, look at me. 1,000 views. So anyway, we barely get any views, and that's fine. But if you would like to support the show, we've got a Patreon page where you give us a little bit every month. And I think the Patreon page says you have to give $20 to get a book or something. Don't worry, we're going to send you a book. Michael Lyons has books for sale on Amazon.com like Onyx Blood. It's a story of a little girl who's half vampire and half elf. And she goes to a boarding school to learn the vampire ways and runs away and meets a mummy. And the bad guy's Santa. Onyx Blood. But this isn't one that they get for Patreon, is it? No, they get Dog in My Ingun or Like Snow on Skin. Like Snow on Skin. But Onyx Blood's really good. You should buy that. And we also have a PayPal where you can give us a tip, a one-time little money. And we have a GoFundMe where we're raising some money. We got to get some new lights, sweetie. Yeah. And I second Zagame. Would you cut it out? Miigwech. You can be like Zagame and give us a super chat because she's awesome. Dr. Evil says, truth puppet. Yeah, I'm a truth puppet. I'm a truth teller. Did you know that we never went to the moon? Yeah, NASA's lies. Should I play your NASA video? Let's do that tomorrow. Okay. And then, Amazon. Anywho, anything else I should bring up? No, that's good. All right. Well, everyone, I think it's time to go. It's time to mahjong. It's time to leave. So let me just say, Miigwech gana wabi egg. Thank you for listening. Or thank you for watching. And Miigwech bizendawi egg. Thank you for listening to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. This is Nanaboozhoo. Okay, hey, Miigwech. This is Michael Lyons, the rock star cartoonist. Hey, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. And I will see you again. Gigawaba min, minawa, awa. Baby doll? Yep. I think you know what to do. When to teleport. Make it so, number one. Nah.